Okay, at 7 o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order. Somebody could move the adoption of the agenda. Okay, Eric, thank you. Is there anything to add emergent? See none. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried.
Mayor Zumber, if we could just confirm that we have one member joining us via Teams.
Yes, sorry.
And turn your mics on as well.
We have
please.
Councillor Kilpatrick joining us via Teams. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, accounts payable. I'd like to move that for information. Thank you, Brady. Any questions from accounts payable? Go ahead.
Through the chair, I did have one question. It was a car wash over at the
Very expensive car wash.
very expensive car wash. It's just, is that common for, I'm assuming that's a big equipment car wash.
Which,
I think it was $137.
117, I think. Yeah, but it was a fair amount.
do you have the numbers?
I think I looked at it and it was actually for the dump.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because I'm questioning it too. Vehicle wash.
We have one that.
What was it?
Oh,
Oh, thank you. No, that makes sense. Okay, my only question.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a $1,200 item for a driveway repair, a driveway work we did. That was not done in-house. What?
No, that was not done in-house. That was done by Valhalla Landscaping. This was to place stone back around the hydrant.
We just don't have the capability or?
This particular gentleman put the stone in himself and wanted it a particular way.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Those were my two questions, so. Good questions there, then. Any other questions? Okay, all in favor for information? And opposed? That is carried. Cash investment summary for information, so we can put that on the table. Larry. Any questions about cash investments? Seeing none, all in favor for information and opposed? That is carried. Right there. Delegation, Special Olympics Summer Games. Presenters can be Brian Varga, Jerry Gaynor, and Kara Brake. Please come on up. Right over here. Thank you.
Right where the mic is, sorry.
Yeah, just go to the mic.
Sorry. Thank you, council. First time I've been here, mayor and council members. Appreciate the opportunity to do a presentation on our Special Olympics. The games are coming in August. It's getting closer finally for us as organizers, as we've been working on this for 8 years now. So we were supposed to have the 2020 games, and unfortunately through COVID, it got relinquished, and we were lucky enough to get it back again. And 26 is our time. So we've had 8 years to prepare, and we're still preparing as we move forward, getting closer to the game. So I thank you for this opportunity. And with our slide
presentation,
Carol helped us, Kara Brake. She's our city manager at the games. Games manager, sorry, how to get it right, games manager for the games, along with our other 4 staffs that are helping out do this. So it's a big project. It's a $3.8 million project to bring the games to Medicine Hat. So we've been working hard at it, trying to find sponsorship and trying to make sure that we cover all our costs that are going into the games. Hopefully we have a little bit left over for something that we can give back to the community. So further ado, thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this.
Yeah, so I'm assuming everybody has received the presentation, so I won't go through it word for word and bore you guys with that. They're okay, I can, no, okay.
I think next week.
Okay, sure. Next one. So I won't read this word for word, but really the Special Olympics Canada Summer or Canada Games are a national body that is for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So there is a common misconception that this is Paralympics. This is not. So this is an intellectual or developmental disability, and we are bringing these athletes in from across Canada. So it is National Games. So these games do take place every 2 years. So it's similar to the actual Olympics. There will be a Winter Games, and then 2 years later, there's a Summer Games. 2 years later, there's a Winter Games again. So the last Winter Games was held in Calgary in 2024. As Brian mentioned, we were supposed to get the 2022 games and had to be deferred for 4 years to get the next summer games. So we are hosting this August, and this will be the first time that they've held a summer game since 2018, actually. So it's been a very long time since the summer games has happened. And like I said, it's a national event. So the athletes that are coming are actually also competing to qualify to go to the World Special Olympics Games, which are in Santiago, Chile in 2027. So we are coming to Medicine Hat. We just really wanted to put up there our mission and our vision. So as mentioned, these will be the first multi-sport games since 2019. So for us in our little area of Southern Alberta, this is a big deal for us. We haven't hosted in a very long time. We're excited to host again. And so you'll see in our mission and our vision that it's not only about just hosting and having these athletes come and making it an inclusive space, which is obviously very important, but it's also igniting our community to want to host things again and get some more sport tourism here in the area. So that's part of our vision and our mission there as well. Perfect. So this is our org chart. It's actually way bigger when you include all of our chairs and staff and stuff like that. We're sitting at about 60 people that are all volunteers other than our 5 staff that are putting together these games in various different things. So if you haven't been to a multi-sport games, we do everything. So from the moment they land in Calgary, we're responsible for their transportation, their food, their accommodations, every single sport that we do, the fundraising, as Brian mentioned, finance, all of the other things. And there are special events like opening ceremonies and stuff like that. So it takes a very large team of volunteers to put this on. So we're super appreciative for everybody that is involved. And then just some really quick highlights. So we will have 10 sports, about 1,700 participants. We're using 6 sport venues, and then some other venues like Co-op Place will be heavily activated during these games for the opening and closing ceremonies. We're expecting over 3,500 spectators, 1,500 volunteers, a $3.8 million budget. And then I think the number that always stands out to me about the most is 6,500 room nights. So we are housing them for the first time ever in hotels. So in the past, we've typically put athletes into schools, into museums, and on cots and stuff like this. This will be the first time we've ever done games in hotel rooms, which also means that that's a lot of athletes to put in hotel rooms, which means that this friends and family that are coming from out of town are really looking for different places to stay. And we've taken up a lot of those space within the community. So we are seeing that a lot of people are either booking rooms in Brooks already, Tabor, Elkwater, campgrounds. So campgrounds are already starting to get questions about where they can stay, stuff like that. So this is, yes, it's being held mostly in the city of Medicine Hat, but it is a wide area around. So it's not just Medicine Hat, it's really, we're saying kind of the southeastern area of Alberta. These are the 10 sports. I won't walk through them all, but you can see them there. We can keep flying. And then the venues. So we do have 5 events that are taking place at the Big Marble Go Center, which I think is important for you guys to note that, yeah, we've got 5 sports up there, Co-op Place is being used. So we are heavily going to be populated in the north area of town. So when we're talking about restaurants and places for people to go or to stay, eat, stuff like that, we are going to see probably more activity in this area than you guys have seen in past games in 2016 or 2017, when we were heavily more focused on Elkwater and things like that with those games. And then healthy athletes. So this is new to us, something that we've never been through before, and it's actually really cool. We're considering it the 11th sport. And so really what it is every single athlete that comes to our games will have an opportunity to go through and have free health screenings in all of these different disciplines. So podiatry, physical therapy, audiology, sports physical exams, dentistry, vision. So they'll come. We found that, or Special Olympics Canada finds that typically people with intellectual and developmental disabilities do not get the proper health care. And so we're bringing in specialists from across Canada that will allow these athletes to go through these screenings. And it is life-changing for these athletes. We've heard multiple stories of people that come and don't realize that they are colorblind or have a hearing impairment and things like that. They go through these screenings. Special Olympics Canada then provides them with free glasses or free hearing aids, anything that they need. They will get shipped to their house for free at no cost to them. And again, it's more than just the games, it's life-changing for them. So I mentioned 1,500 volunteers. Right now we're at like 350-ish that are registered. So still looking for some. We are 8 months out, so we're not too worried. A lot of people have said that they're going to help, but just haven't gone online to actually register. So that 350 is way higher, just not registered yet. As Brian mentioned, this is the largest event financially that we have ever done. So we're sitting at 3.8 million. When we bid on these games in 2018, our budget was 2.5 million. So we're just up a little bit more than that, which is why we're making presentations like this. Our fundraising has been more difficult. As we know, COVID was a tough time for everybody. And fundraising has been more difficult than it ever has been before, which has been difficult when our budget continues to go up. Highest expenditures on this are obviously accommodations and food services. Costs a lot to feed people and to put them in hotels. And then we just wanted to share some of the major sponsors that have come on board so far. So we have Special Olympics Canada, the City of Medicine Hat, the provincial government, the Medicine Hat College, the Calgary Flames Foundation. State of Medicine Hat gave the biggest donation that they've ever done for an event, so that was pretty neat. Empire Food Services, this is Sobeys, Safeway, Freshco, IGA. There's a bunch of grocery stores that are in that. Tourism Medicine Hat, Medicine Hat Public School District, the Ewell Foundation, and Cypress County are our larger sponsors right now. And then really just wanted to point out the benefits to the town of Red Cliff. So as I mentioned, people are going to be around the area. They're looking for places to stay. They're looking for things to do. With your outdoor pool, we are expecting that that's going to be busy. We're expecting that people will want to camp in the campground. I know there's a couple of hotels around the area. I'm assuming that they're already getting calls because we're hearing that people are calling and saying that they're struggling to find accommodations within this area. And then stores and restaurants. And part of this too is as we're building out with Tourism Medicine Hat, we are creating a family and friends program. So we can share and say, hey, here's all the locations of places that you can go, things that you can do and see. We've already got over 1,000 family and friends registered in our family and friends program as well. Seeing a lot of people coming from Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Ontario, and BC. I would say are the highest areas that are sending people right now. So what does this mean for you guys? As mentioned, we are looking for sponsorship. We would love if you guys are able to support the games. We have various different sponsorship levels, all the way from our champion level to our friends of the games. So anything from $5,000 and up. And if you would like to be a sponsor, there's all the benefits that come with that. And that would be in your sponsorship package on one of the pages that you would have received as well.
I don't know if you guys got the sponsorship thing given to you. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Aware of it, Friends of the Game, so.
Sorry to interrupt, but Friends of the Game, I assume, is the lowest
It
package?
is, yeah.
Okay, all right. There's just no title to it there.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's the under 5,000.
And then you mentioned, I think you said over 5,000 was the minimum one.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of businesses that have come in and said like, hey, I just can't come in at the $5,000 level, but I can give you guys 500. And so we're able to still take that and use any money is helping at this point. And we are about 270,000 short right now of our fundraising.
So just if I could add to this,
Go ahead.
the games is pretty special to me. Went to them in Thunder Bay and we had them in 17, I believe, correct? And once you've experienced the Special Olympic Games, you experience none other than great athletes, great people. They never forget you. I went to Grand Prairie, just to tell you a little story. Went to Grand Prairie to be the chair, and they knew they were coming to Medicine Hat to compete in the games, and they did come to Medicine Hat. And from my experience in Grand Prairie, there was probably 10 people that came up to me and, I know you. They said, I know you. You were at Grand Prairie, weren't you? So they pointed right at me and they could remember who I was just like that, right? So I can't remember who I talked to the night before, let alone them knowing months out that they did that. So it's special, and the name suits itself, right? Once you've experienced one of these games, you'll want to do it again, no matter where it is. So it's a great experience. I hope most of you will come and volunteer during August 9th and the 15th is when the games are on. So the athletes start coming in on a Sunday, which is the 9th, I believe, and the games start on the Tuesday. So it's going to be a great affair. It's going to be lots of work, lots of people around, and hopefully we can use some of your infrastructure and with your campground and your swimming pool. That'll be busy because there's going to be lots of people around. with the athletes comes lots of parents, lots of grandparents, all those kinds of people that come and watch their kids play, or the kids, they're not kids. They're 16 years to 60 years old or even older, right, that compete in the game. So that's something to see too, right? So if I may share another little story, I got to watch floor hockey there. So that floor hockey, they're really competitive. They go hard, but one kid fell down on the floor. Both teams stopped. They didn't move. They waited till the guy went out, checked to make sure that he was okay. The kid stood up, or the guy stood up. He said, yeah, I'm good. Bang, they went off and started going again. So that's the experience that's great about these games, right? So just to be part of it's awesome. So whatever you can give, it's great. Any questions? Love to hear some questions. If there is any.
Not so much of a question, it's more of a comment, but I certainly do have a soft spot for the Special Olympics as well. My first ever job was at bowling alley, and I was a pin boy, very, very highly educated position. And as I got seniority, I lost my Wednesday shift to another new kid. And I said, well, I really wanted that shift because that's the Special Olympics did. So I got put back on it. So they're wonderful people for sure. Now, my other hat now being on this council, there's not a lot in Red Cliff, as you alluded to. So, but maybe as far as being a good neighbor and in the spirit of collaboration, might be a possibility for sure. That's just my thoughts. But
I mean, that's always going to happen between the three with Cypress County, Medicine Hat and Red Cliff. We're always looking for partnerships to do different things. So I'm hoping that can continue as our new councils get formed and start working together again. We haven't done much yet. So, but hopefully down the road, we can do a lot of things together and make things good for the area. Right. So
absolutely.
like Kara said, there's lots going on and they're coming from all over in the southern part here. They're going to be part of this game. So, and we hope that it turns out to be the best ever. We want it to be the best ever. We always say that. So, and we do a pretty good job, I think, every time we host the games. So,
I personally feel that we should partner somehow, some way with the games. I don't know how others on council feel about that. But I don't know where we would start with that.
We're short 270,000.
Well,
If you feel that, that'd be great.
I can
I'm just like,
assure you that I don't have that. So, like, thinking about this, like, I don't know what's everyone's flavor about like the mentor.
10,000 to 25,000.
Start out there. I don't know I'm curious what everyone else is thinking here. So.
Well, support is definitely a place to go.
Is this something we need to make a decision on today? Absolutely. Well,
Yeah, we should after the delegation is done.
after the delegation, you know.
And it is mentioned up at the very top in our package that we have a budget line item of, or maybe it's not in here. I thought I saw it in here. Did we just talk about it, Sean?
actually, as a counselor, I'm hoping you have a budget line item for something like this.
Yeah, for,
It was the baseball. It was from baseball.
oh, it's in the baseball one. Okay. And then that's another thing. So we do have a budget line item for $5,000 that we can donate to events like this. Now, keep in mind, we do have baseball ask coming up later on in this meeting as well. And that's just one meeting.
Okay.
That's enough for the whole year.
And you could, if you wanted to, you could receive the presentation for information and ask that to be deferred until the next meeting, and then would give you some additional time to think about it or get administration to provide you with any additional information you want.
Yeah,
We would love that.
through the chair, I think that would be I think having all of us have an actual discussion about it would probably be best before making a decision here. Making a decision right now could ultimately hurt you guys too, right?
Right. No,
It might be
we're fine with
awkward.
that. We appreciate that.
Well, this is the place for discussion, but there's also no rush.
Right. Like we've got time, so we don't want you to make the wrong decision or think about making a great decision. So,
Yeah. And something else to keep in mind, we can only make decisions here.
Yep.
We can have discussions
Yep.
outside of council,
Yep.
but we cannot make any decisions. Just something to keep in mind.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Larry.
If we wanted to make a contribution in the $10,000 range, where would it come from? How could we do that?
Well, that's it's a Mike question. We could certainly deplete the $5,000 and then we got unrestricted reserves, I suppose, but maybe you got better answers than me. Mike, you taking a pay cut?
We can make whatever you guys would desire work. We only have the interim budget, so excuse me, there's still the final budget to go. So if you wanted to add money to that account for this year, we could absolutely do that.
Sure.
I like him so far.
Stay away.
Coaching, sorry.
Okay, well, should we have to receive the delegation for information, correct?
At a minimum, yes.
And I cannot make any motions,
So
so
motion that.
make for information. So do you want to attach anything onto that?
Yeah, further discussion on that amount.
Okay.
So
So
That's kind of two motions in one, I know. Does that give you direction?
to further, can I just clarify what,
so they
Well,
say.
what I think I heard,
and
if you
then-
want to receive the presentation for information, further to direct the matter be brought back to a later meeting for further discussion?
Exactly. You get it, that.
He's been interpreting what we're trying to say for a long time.
Yeah, thankful, really thankful for you.
I assume your delegation is over?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
So Councillor Backer's motion,
Do you have a specific date in mind? Do you want it at the next meeting or do you want it?
Next council.
Do you have a-
Yeah, for next meeting.
next meeting?
Next meeting, for sure. But it shouldn't take long.
Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
Have a great council meeting.
Thank you.
Everybody understand the motion, I assume? See for information, bring it back for the next council meeting. Anything else to say on the top before we vote? Okay, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Take care. And Bernie made that. Okay, moving on to the public hearing, which I have a script that I'm going to possibly butcher. Okay, we'll call the public hearing to order. It is for discussion of bylaw 2001/2025, bylaw to amend the land use bylaw 1957/2023, specifically to rezone properties 114 and 116 Second Street Northeast. The proposed rezoning in advance of constructing a multifamily dwelling on the properties. The way this will go, the process we followed for public hearing of this matter will be administration will provide an overview of details relating to matter. Secondly, persons who have registered with the executive assistant by written submission or to speak in person or by electronic means will be given the opportunity to be heard. All those called upon to speak will be, please note that the time frame is 10 minutes and everyone is asked to respect the process of order in an effort for all to be heard. It will be a discretion of myself or the presiding officer to impose a time limit. A delegation of more than one member shall appoint one person as a spokesperson and shall speak once for the 10-minute duration or less. No debate shall occur. However, council may ask questions of each speaker for clarification purposes. Third, any public in the gallery, including the virtual gallery wishing to speak, will have the opportunity to do so and are subject to a 10-minute time frame. All questions are to be directed through the chair. When all persons who wish to speak in the matter and written submissions have been received, the public hearing will be closed. Following the public hearing and later in the meeting, the bylaw will be presented for further consideration. So to begin with, yeah, that's just a private note to me. So are there any written submissions
I
to speak
received that.
on? Okay. Has anybody registered to speak?
No.
Are there any interested parties and members of the public who wish to speak on this matter? Seeing none, then I will declare the public hearing closed. And we'll move on to minutes, council minutes from December 8th. If somebody would move those for adoption, please.
Make the motion.
Any errors or omissions on there? Being no discussion, all in favor? And opposed? Light is frozen and playing peekaboo. That is carried. The Emergency Advisory Committee meeting for information. Larry. Any errors or omissions in that?
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Larry?
Thank you.
Sorry, Councillor Liepert. Any questions of the 6-minute meeting?
You had to say that.
Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Dwight's back. MPC meeting. For information, Larry again. Any errors or omissions in that? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. The Red Cliff Cypress Regional Waste Management Authority meeting.
Move that.
Eric. Any errors or omissions there?
Just that Shannon never came back.
Well, yeah, she left for a closed matter, didn't she?
Another
No,
meeting.
you were in another meeting with the province. Yeah.
Okay, all in favor for information? And opposed? That is carried. Red Cliff Public Library Board.
I'll do that.
Thank you, Councillor Backer. Any errors or omissions on that one? That's from a while back.
No.
All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. And the October 21st Red Cliff Library Board.
Too.
Too late, Brady did.
Thanks, Brady.
Any comments about that? All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Okay, the aforementioned 2021-2025 amend the Red Cliff Land Use Bylaw, second reading.
Put on the table for a second.
Thank you, Matt. Any comments about this one? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried.
Put on the floor for third.
Larry? Any comments for the third reading?
I might just have to slow down a little bit to see if
I think he's frozen. The people in the background aren't even moving. He's going in and out of. I can hear you, yeah.
Well, that's really nice. So again, with these 3 lots put together, can anybody in admin tell me how big a multi-dwelling unit can be built there?
Peter, you're skipping.
The gentleman requested for 6plex, but I was reviewing the maximum allowable for this, like after merging these 2 lots, but I think will be less than that, so. We'll have to be in that.
You feel he's gonna go with less than a 6-plex?
I think so, yeah. I did some calculations today, so Graham was not here, so, but it will be probably less than that.
Okay, but if we approve this, he will be able to do up to a 6-plex.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Did you hear that okay, Dwight?
I did, and that's why I don't know if you saw, but I did vote against the change.
I did not see that.
While I was trying to waive opposed, because I did phone Shannon about this earlier to ask some questions. And if it's anything like the 8-plex down the street, there comes a point where you don't want that. Like this area, even if it is scheduled to get more density, there's something about really ugly too. And too dense is too dense. And like, again, I got no problems with the 4-plex. We tried to work with Brian on getting a 75-foot lot down to only a 4-plex. If Fahid is saying that this can be a 6-plex, I am really opposed. There's no way you can get 6 units, green space and parking on 75 feet, my opinion.
Well, that one thing that you touched on there, the parking, that's always our last thing that we can use if we need to at MPC because of the visitor parking. So that is up to our discretion. So just because we even say six plex is okay, well, because we're changing the zoning, it's still not a for sure thing, of course.
Not reassuring.
That's fair.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Larry.
At NPC, it was decided that they want high density, and I don't think that, as a matter of fact, I know that leaving it at a 5-plex was voted down, so I can't see him having anything less than a 6-plex there.
Yeah, that seemed to be his intention for sure. And it said that we shall encourage higher density to this. There's not much density over there. Yeah.
Well, there are some houses, and there's that 8-plex, and now you put up a 6-plex. You've just put more in 2 buildings, you've put on a whole block. If you look at a standard Red Cliff block, there's 20 houses.
But each dwelling has 1.5 parking stalls off street. To help with that. Did you have something else to say, Vicky?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought you did. Go ahead.
There was a question with regards to the maximum size that would be allowed on that site. Without that question being fully answered, you could just give it second reading tonight. We could come back at the next meeting with additional information if you would like.
Okay. And maybe that's not a bad option. We're not in a big rush on this. I don't think the builder's gonna be breaking ground next week.
Not aware.
I suspect not.
It's warm enough.
It is warm enough, yes.
In Florida. Oh, yeah.
It's a little wet here, though. Larry did make the motion to approve it, though. Did you want to keep it as that, or?
I'd like to keep it at that, and I agree with Councillor Kilpatrick totally, and as a matter of fact, I had made the motion, which was defeated at MPC, to keep it at a 5-plex, but I think we're just chasing our tail around, and we voted on having it more, so we might as well just go with what it is.
That's fair. I mean, NBC was just their suggestion, but we get the ultimate final say, but that's fine. Did you hear everything there, Dwight?
I did, and I guess I'm just confused because what started all this units per acre was an application for a 6-plex on 6th Street. And I was pretty sure Brian said that by putting in those kind of conditions, that couldn't happen. Now you're telling me that 6 units can happen. So I'm confused.
I believe it couldn't happen under our gen. That's why he's asking for our medium. Am I mistaken?
No. Okay.
And in my mind, if we're gonna have our medium, that's an acceptable place to put it, not in the middle of town where the other example was.
Yeah, the plan is to have higher density areas on the north side of Red Cliff. This is definitely the route that I think. And at the MPC meeting, that's kind of what was discussed. Looking into the future, this is kind of where the north side of Red Cliff's gonna want to be, so I think that's why the suggestion was made.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Larry.
It is our discretion, and we can vote it down and keep it the way it is.
Yeah. Yep, sure can.
Councillor Burns, if you could just lift your mic up a little bit so that the gallery can hear you as well.
Any other comments on this topic? Okay, the motion is to approve it as it is. And I will call the vote. Now, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Okay, special event application for Hoosapalooza. I will recuse myself and give control over to the deputy mayor, Larry Liepert.
Okay, now what we have is something that we've had for years. It's the Lollapalooza. And everything seems to be the same. Yes, what we need is a motion on it.
I'll put option one on the table.
Option one. Any discussion? No discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Any opposed? It's carried. You can come back.
It took so long. Who made the motion on that one beforehand?
I did.
You did?
You missed the payment.
The check will bounce. Okay, moving on for consideration, the extension of special transit services agreement with Medicine Hat. Table for discussion.
That you're putting on-
Good question. I should have asked that. What motion would you like to make, Brady?
Option.
There's two options.
Option
Well,
one.
three options. That's right. One was for information.
Option one.
Option one.
Option one, yeah.
Okay. So that's to extend it for 6 months so you can explore other things. Somebody has a question, go ahead. I'm just trying to remind myself of the question I had. This wasn't the question I had, but do we have any numbers on how much it gets used from our residents?
Do you have any of those numbers, Heidi?
The hard numbers, the actual numbers, I would have to get concrete numbers for you, but I do have all the statistics from the ridership, who's using it, what type of use they're using it for, and that was the reason for.
Right. Do we know approximately how many residents are using it?
I've got 3 in wheelchairs for sure, and we're using. I have to get you concrete numbers. At least.
That's okay. It's not a lot of users, obviously. And it's an expensive service, but I think it's something that the community should
And that's
provide.
why I like option one, because then it gives administration chance to try and make this a little bit better.
Right. And that reminds me. So what sort of options, do you have any options in mind of what you're gonna investigate?
We'll open
just-
it up and have that discussion and see what's available or not available.
Okay, so nothing in mind right at the moment. Okay, any other discussion on that topic? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed, that is carried. Okay, FCSS and Prairie Road School Division Service Agreement Renewal 2026 to 2028. You want to put that on the table?
Option one.
Okay, Matt? Amended option one. Any discussion on this? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. FCSS and Medicine Hat Family Services Agreement.
Make that motion.
Eric, which motion?
Option one, please.
Okay, approve it.
Yeah.
Any discussion on this one? Seeing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. FCSS and Red Cliff Action Society for Youth Service Agreement renewal. 2026 to 2028. Somebody want to move that?
Option one.
Thacker, option one. To approve it and sign it. Any discussion on this? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor? And opposed? That is carried. Red Cliff Youth Baseball sponsorship request.
I'll make a motion. We authorize a donation to the Red Cliff Youth Basketball Initiative in the amount of $500 and funded from the Council Initiative Community Support Fund.
Okay. So I was thinking about this. I don't know if I have a problem with $500 per se, but it's new. I don't know if it's going to really get off the ground.
It's through the chair. It's a branch of what used to be an old one.
Right. So who knows if it's gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna live
It's
again or not.
being taken over by a different group. The other one had ended. There is still some equipment through those old groups that's laying around. I was tossing between $300 and $500. Usually there's about 80 kids that get involved in this every year. It's a good organization, or it used to be a good organization a few years.
Mhm.
COVID kind of screwed everything up in that means, but I think it's a good group, and it's a notable organization.
Yeah,
We're
no,
sponsored.
I agree with all that. But they were asking for use of equipment for a donation and or use of the field, the fees being waived.
Which field?
I don't know which one they're asking for. I assume diamond number one,
Okay.
the small one.
We used to use the ones on Margaret Loading.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm asking.
I didn't realize that. Which, do you know which fields they're looking for? I just assumed over there, the old Little League diamond.
Director, I've got some background info here too. I talked to Paige.
Well, you're not a
Norman here.
pitcher, so.
Yeah. And well, they're gonna use Prairie Road School Division school fields as well.
Oh, okay. So we
I'd like
couldn't
to
even,
use ours if they could, but I told her that, well, there are previous groups with more seniority that are gonna have the first access, so they will be fighting for table scraps probably. Also too, at home, I've got like about 40 baseballs and a dozen baseball gloves. So I'm gonna give them a bunch of equipment, and she's coming tomorrow to go through what I can offer them, and they'll have a big haul tomorrow.
well, that's good. I don't, does it,
So I don't see anything in the letter that specifically references the fields.
okay.
Unless I,
Do we know what age group this is?
T-ball up to I think 12.
Okay, so it's up to the
Yeah.
top age for minor league. So they would be looking for diamond one if we gave them some field access.
Where it says in the background where they ask for equipment donations, when I talked to her, she would take.
Yeah.
Like good use stuff. She said yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's where because we store all our stuff over at the ball diamond. So when they're asking for equipment, I just assumed that they were looking for those diamonds as well. But maybe I'm mistaken. But nonetheless, as it sits right now, the motion is for a $500 donation. If they would use our fields, would we be okay giving it to them at no cost?
In lieu of the 500.
In lieu or on top of, yeah.
This is what they're there for.
Yeah.
is it for a field?
And I'm more willing to give them the diamond one because that is for kids. The other ones are for slow pitch, which is adult oriented.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Larry.
I haven't seen much go on over there last year.
Yeah, as Councilor Backer was saying, they might be fighting for scraps. I don't know if they'd be fighting for scraps. I don't think we got much demand.
Yeah. I'll have-
We got dog shows over at our ball
I
diamond.
gave her just a warning shot to just.
Yeah, I think they could probably have run the house over there.
And it has a concession there too.
It has a concession over there that we're not fixing, yeah. Okay,
I think maybe, I know we have a motion on the table right now, but I think, maybe receiving more information on this, like what are they exactly asking for within this money? What are they wanting to spend it on? I'm not opposed if they are needing more than $500 to try to help them to get on their feet and see where they can take this.
or if they are looking at our fields, is that a donation that they can actually use? Yeah,
Absolutely.
Through the chair, would we be open to a presentation? When I talked to her tomorrow, if I could ask her to attend the next meeting and just give a little speech as to what she would clarify a lot of things, I think.
I don't have a problem with that. A delegation might be nice.
Would answer a lot of questions.
Yeah,
for her to register for her next meeting just through you, right? Yeah, I'll pass it on to her tomorrow to Paige.
Well, see how this vote goes. Maybe we should give them the $500 and we're done.
I like
That's the
that.
motion on the table right now.
I like that.
So do you want to keep that motion?
We'll keep it on the table. If people want a delegation further, we can certainly turn it down.
In the 5,000 budget, what's left in that? Is it, has it been used yet or is it?
January 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so nothing's been allocated from that account yet.
Through the chair, if we were to turn down this motion, would it negatively affect
Yeah, could they come back?
exactly that?
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
It would have to be a significant change to the request. So
I think you should make your motion.
Yeah,
you
I
could-
will withdraw my motion.
Somebody else want to make a different motion? Or even Eric?
I will make a motion. We receive this for information and we ask administration to support Paige if she was able to come and give us a presentation.
Delegation.
Delegation. Did I say
So
that?
administration have further conversations with the requester, see if they're interested in
That would work.
delegation.
That would work.
So when I talk to her tomorrow, her contact person would be you.
She could contact me or Bonnie
Okay,
for a delegation.
thank you.
Or for future consideration, just always refer them to
Yeah,
Shannon.
gotcha.
Okay. Any other comments on this topic? All in favor to receive for information until a later time? That is carried. Request for removal of property tax penalties.
We'll move option number 2.
Larry. Option 2, to waive the property tax late payment fees. And just a little background for the new fellas, we did waive tax fees before for an individual who had a similar situation. There seems to be quite a delay with land titles transferring. This was, I don't know if it was a delay or just an error made somewhere, but
It was never transferred, was it? The title?
the title was transferred, just our address was not
Where
updated
the
correctly.
system did not have the correct information, it was not provided.
So it wasn't an error on administration. It was just,
We didn't.
No titles.
So they're looking at waiving $300.24. Any other comments about this? So the motion is to waive the property tax late payment fee. All in favor? And opposed? That is carried. The Canada Pacific Kansas City Railway Road Crossing Rehab 2026.
that's around, isn't it?
No, they won't.
Well, Ernie must have just got a hold of them.
Jeez. Somebody want to make a motion there?
I'll put option 1 on the table.
You don't want to close it down?
Well.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, you want to give a little background story to this? We got it in the package, I know, but
Yeah, you have the information I have. We have been doing some searching on our end. Vahita's had some discussions. I know I did look back to see if there was costs from the 2015, I think it was 2015-ish, sometime in there for the repair. We have not been able to locate that, if there was anything. So I don't have details on that. But otherwise, the information you have in front of you is what we have, other than we're doing further research to see if we can get a grant or anything like that.
right. And also doing some work in-house as well. We're looking into,
Yes.
or getting our own third party to save it. So if we approve this today as presented, does that not kill all those options? Because then it's in their hands. Here's your money, go and do it.
It gives them the option to go ahead, but I don't think that's gonna deter administration if we could find a grant to come back and tell you that we were successful in a grant
Right.
or anything like that. We would further those discussions.
Right, I guess a grant would help with the cost, but if we can get transit paving to do it instead and their quote was less,
Correct. And that
then
was,
we'll lose that avenue.
but that was only for the pavement option, right?
It went down close to.
And what I'm not sure, I'm not sure if you've researched if that negates any liability at all.
Okay, so in the past, I have used the kind of rail safety side of the grant really from the federal government. When I worked in Edmonton, I rehabilitated kind of 12 road and LRT crossing with that grant. So from the design all the way to the construction. So each crossing was average 1.4 million. So I use that. I'm not sure how kind of I will be able to apply that grant to this project, but I emailed to the guy and hopefully he will get back to me and I will set up some meeting to see how we can kind of start that process. So another thing, also I called the engineer that you saw here. So, and I had a discussion with them and luckily their kind of operation director, track operation director was around here. And I went there and I met him and we discussed the scope that they want to do. So they are going to change the ties, rails, and also the concrete panel and some components that are like joints and pad everything. So, and also they will do the welding, everything. But they say that if you guys want, you can take care of the asphalt portion and the road closure. And they said that they have to bring, I don't know, like their own contractor, but if we bring our own contractor, definitely it will be cheaper. So that's one thing we can kind of deduct that portion from this 200 something. So if we will move forward with that.
Okay, so we can still do that if we approve this.
Oh, of course, yeah. Another thing that they were very flexible with, because when I brought out the grant part, and they said that although they are willing to send us the bill for the next year, so they're not pushing to pay 2026 if we apply for the grant. So they were flexible to.
So they would accept
Yeah.
payment in 2027?
Yes, for the 27 budget. So, but also like before that, I questioned them about their maintenance and the application process, where they usually have the bigger plan for that, but they say that this track is a very bad condition. So because of like around the track, our asphalt is way higher than that. So I totally understand. Yeah, it's very big, so it's out of tolerance now. So like it's not only because of the track, it's because of our cars as well. And like it pushed the track laterally. It's not because of the horizontal load. Or that mainly that kind of deep is this because of our car. So I mean, yeah, like that's what they said that we should fix that. It's out even like they are using the tracks like until the last point, but they said that this is already kind of out of the safety kind of state of good repair standard. So that's why, yeah, they said that we have to do this summer. So, but also they were very nice guys, very flexible. So
that's wonderful. Dwight, go ahead. Oh, you froze.
Okay,
I don't know if you can hear us, Dwight, but you're breaking up.
so
Maybe we'll try the phone call earlier than expected. Yeah, he's calling me. Hello, Dwight.
Hey.
Much better.
Okay. So I was reading the contract and I don't even know why it's in there, but that was for when the Broadway crossing got moved from its original location to where it is today.
Yep.
And I don't even know why that factors in, but in my history of being on council, I don't remember ever getting 100% bill. And this just seems to be coming way out of nowhere. And I wonder if somebody new is there and this just seems to be their way of doing things. The other thing is, it also says in there that because we have to pay for the move. If we have to pay for this kind of work, why are we paying them $650 a month maintenance fees? I don't understand. And I know they've redone Broadway, they redid Mitchell, they redid the 8th Avenue crossing, but they could have been dealing with Cypress County on that. It just seems weird that all of a sudden now we get a $300,000 bill, or we could be looking at one that way. I have no problem with helping them if they actually want to do it right, but they've redone that thing so many times, and the train pounds the track down, and the gravel comes up underneath the asphalt and raises it. So you really have a compound action there. And then you have a crossing that's 10 inches out of whack. They've never done that one right. Mitchell is a way better crossing than Broadway. And yet Broadway is our busiest crossing. So I don't know. I don't know if there is any room to negotiate, but somehow it sure doesn't seem like we're being treated the same as we used to be. And I don't know why all of a sudden we got hit with 100% cost.
Yeah, I must admit, my first reaction was, well, the train must cause some deterioration of it. So why is it 100% on us? But
well, our asphalt isn't just rising up because of volcanic activity. It's because trains go through there and the track goes down. That gravel underneath has no place to go but sideways and push our asphalt down.
Yep.
Anyway.
And in that agreement, it talks about, as far as I could tell, we have to share 50-50 on the maintenance on the arms. Is that correct? On the. Or what was 50-50 there? That was the arms, correct?
On the electronic.
Okay, their infrastructure. We still got.
Stuff. It's not the track portion. Yes.
Gotcha. So in management's opinion, is there anything here that we can investigate further?
I don't think there's any harm if you want to have a motion.
Can you turn your mic on, please?
You could put forward a motion to receive it for information and direct administration have further discussions with and negotiations with them.
Okay.
But there is a motion on the table right now.
Yes.
Yeah, through the chair, like after what Councillor Kilpatrick said, if they were to be replacing the ties and steel on the rail from that crossing to the bridge, would Redcliffe be paying for any of that? Like, would Redcliffe have to pay for any other maintenance if this wasn't just the crossing, if the rail's in Redcliffe?
So we were looking through some of the files today to try to find the records from prior to, and I was not able to locate them before this meeting.
So I worked for CP Rail. We did all the ties from Maple Creek to Redcliffe within the last 6 years. If you guys don't have a bill within the last 6 years, I'm guessing that was probably funded elsewhere through the company.
We get monthly bills, right?
Yeah, for maintenance.
Yes.
But we would have noticed a bill like that, but that's their infrastructure. They're just trying to stick this on us because
Yeah,
it's
but they're
our.
billing us for the ties, the steel.
Yeah.
Everything that's just rail. It's got nothing to do with our road even,
Yeah.
right?
I personally would hate to agree to this
Before doing research.
before doing our due diligence, yeah, for sure. So I'd certainly be in favor of putting it off for now. Dwight, you're not frozen anymore. I'm gonna try hanging up, but if we need to call back, by all means, go ahead. Okay. Okay. So Matt made a motion.
rescind that motion, make a new one. I would like to receive this for information and direct administration to have further discussion with CPKC, I guess.
We're taking on liability.
We're
That's a
taking
good
on a
point.
bunch of liability that we don't want. And if there's any issues with the work after it's done, there we go. We took
Well, it comes down to that. We very well might. Okay, any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor for receiving for information to come back at a later date? And opposed, that is carried. Correspondence, the Alberta Public Safety and Emergency Services Policing Grant Support. They're giving us 30%. 25%. As per usual. Anybody want to move for information?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, I heard Eric first. Sorry, Dan. Sorry.
Fine.
Any comments? All in favor to receive for information? Opposed? That is carried. Other municipal manager report. For information. Matt, for information, thank you. Any comments? Go ahead.
One question. Well, mine, including the warm weather we're getting, but do we have any update on our outdoor rink in Margaret?
Why are you guys keep asking my questions?
They are working on that. They have most everything ready, other than the weather isn't cooperating.
Nah, but like,
I hope it
we're doing
continues to not cooperate.
does it look like we'll be able to put some like ice in there possibly once it does get?
I think you have the poly and everything ready. You tested boards.
So we have inspected all the boards, and we are just in the process of ordering poly again. As the weather cooperates, we can correspond with volunteers to get back to them.
Sounds good. Yeah, I just had a question about that. I thought it was through the chair.
You said you ordered poly again. Did you already order it once this year? Something happened.
We'll get Brady here first, sorry.
So I have two things. To see if they're gonna hold water itself.
A little bit of both in this case. Generally, we'll be investigating our boards. We want to watch for pinch points, screws out, any kind of liability on us for if somebody falls into them. So we inspected that and also how it's going to retain water. There is an issue in the northwest corner where we're going to try some foam and then place the poly on top of that. So that should mitigate any of the water going on.
Okay, and the second thing is, I think council should maybe have a discussion, figure out a timeline on if this gets to say the middle of February and we still haven't had cooperation with weather, we don't do it anymore. Because like putting this money towards this
Sure.
for the sake of 1 month of ice, maybe, I just don't see the justification in that.
Sure, give management some direction on that. No.
Sure.
Go ahead, Larry.
It almost looks like we're in for 2 weeks or 3 weeks of warm weather right now. And
Yeah.
So as Brady
Nice
says,
50.
you know, we could not even get it to freeze.
Yeah. So could we give you some consensus just around the table that if we get to February, it
Groundhog Day.
might not be, Groundhog Day, might not just be worthwhile.
For July or something.
Yeah, I'll be backward here. I had a question, the outdoor gym. We were hoping that it was going to get installed in the fall of this year of 25. Now I see it's not scheduled to be installed till August. Was there delays there?
There are no delays. This is just the anticipated installation. That date may change. We are actively planning the rest of our projects for the year. So please watch for those dates to change. We'll try to do it as soon as possible.
Okay, just with that probably being more of a
Yeah.
weather sensitive thing. Earlier might be better in my mind anyways. Does get lonely in there sometimes. Any other comments on the manager's report? Okay, the motion was for information, of course. All in favor? And all and opposed, that is carried. Council reports, verbal discussion. If you were at a meeting, anything interesting happened?
I was at the youth center meeting. I think the biggest thing was just the collaboration for Hoozapalooza. I think that was the majority of what we talked about, the insurance purposes and everything, but that's all been clarified, obviously. And I think that's pretty well up for last month.
And also on that topic, if something comes up between, like, I assume we're going to approve, if something comes up between now and then, that, oh, we don't like this idea anymore, no problem, I'll pull it back and I'll go get the license on my own. I just use the non-charity or the not-for-profit, so I can have expanded seating capacity, that's it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to feel like they're pressured into something. 'Cause
No, that's.
I did talk to her a little bit. And
Yeah. They were just worried about insurance purposes if someone was drunk driving on ham.
Valid, yeah, for sure. No, I carry a $2 million liability, but anyways, that's slightly off topic. Guys have anything from your meeting?
Well, I've been at MPC with the minutes are here, or I've been at landfill, the minutes are here. And I was at the emergency services, the minutes are here. I was at the seniors meeting and they're looking forward to have a consultant hired so they can tie down a lot of things that nothing has to get going right away, but with the impending grant that we might get or money we might get for energy saving, they may want to incorporate that into it as well. So if we could get somebody that would get a handle on everything and get it all together, is what they're hoping for.
It's fair. Dwight, did you zoom in for anything interesting? Nope, nothing interesting. Well, you did zoom in when we hired a new CAO at,
Yeah, too many days of CAO hiring, yeah. That's
Yeah.
all.
that was about the only interesting thing that I wanted to report on too. Got new CAO at Cypress View, just promoted from within, a different manager there. So the transition should be very seamless. He's a good guy. Okay, that's it. Does somebody want to move that for information? Ready? All in favor? And that is carried. Meals on Wheels, 1 month review after supplier change.
No broccoli.
Oh, I thought it said they did like broccoli.
Oh, they
It says
didn't
did
like.
not. And nobody's put it on the table yet.
Sorry,
Who's put it on the table?
I'll do that. Oh, no, Bernie, go.
Mr. Backer.
Thank you.
Now you can talk about the broccoli. I actually called my mom today to let her know because she wanted to know when we started. And she picked up the phone and started talking. And what was I calling you for now? I forget. Now I remember what it was. So yeah, she's gonna be a couple more signing on to it because of the change. So who's bringing it out here now then?
We have volunteers that are coming from the
It is-
center to bring them up, and then we have a cabinet up front that we putting the things in, so that way people's names aren't in the public view and it's on site
Okay.
to find, and
Oh, you got a hot box out there?
Yeah.
They just put meals in.
well, not a hot box, but the actual styrofoam containers are quite strangely sized, 16 by 16 inches. So
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Okay, any other comments on that? Okay, all in favor for information? And opposed, that is carried. Santa Claus parade and tree lighting and toe freezing. For information, Pat. Seemed to be a very good event. For one detail,
Nobody saw you.
do it in July next year. Any comments on this?
Wear jeans.
I was wearing jeans. Dwight, you missed out on a frigid time?
I can tell.
Yes. Okay, all in favor for information? And opposed, that is carried. On call report. Somebody want to put that on the table?
Yes.
Brady? Any conversation from this?
So 40% is we can say response. That's required a response.
So someone actually
Had to go out.
had to go up, whether or not it was the on-call manager or if it was other staff that had to come out for a response.
So 40%.
And define arbitrary in this matter.
Random requests, whether or not someone was calling about information on the campground or.
Okay.
So off topic calls.
Something that did not need a response or an on-site response.
Or a call to that phone. Probably.
Sometimes that too.
Okay. Fair enough. Brady moved that for information. All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Landfill graphs. Larry, Big Ben, Larry. Any discussion on this? Seeing none, all in favor for information? And opposed, that is carried. Council important meetings and events. For information. Bernie. Anything missing there? Go ahead.
We did receive some information today. There's usually a state of the city. I don't have many details, but I do see that they, it looks like the Kiwanis Club has set it up and it is on. Did they not give the date?
Was that January 27th or was that the mayor's luncheon?
Same thing, mayor's luncheon, state of the city.
Oh, okay.
27.
27th. I didn't catch that was the same event. So it's
Yeah.
called the mayor's luncheon, state of the city, and we don't get a free ticket.
That is correct.
Okay, so mayor's is possessive, not multiple. Okay,
Possibly for this.
yes,
Yes.
apparently so. I was
Only
surprised that I wasn't getting a free
$65.
ticket. What'd you say, Dwight?
I think there were only $65 last year. Larry always
Yes.
buys his.
Yes.
Expensive.
Well, I won't be here for it, so I won't be going.
Oh, well, then it'll be, Larry always buys, so there's no money cost to the town.
There we go.
I'll just keep it the way it is. I'll pay for it.
Deputy Larry. Very kind of you, Deputy Larry. Okay, that's it for important meetings and events. Bernie made that motion. All in favor? And opposed, that is carried. Do we need a recess? Yes, we do. 5 minutes. Good. 5-minute recess, please. 8:13.
What will happen? Oh, there you go.
We're good? Yep, recording has started. Okay, there needs to be one motion anyways. Somebody would like to make
Are
that.
you ready?
You good?
Yeah, we're ready.
I'll make that motion and, to appoint Grant temporary authority as development officer to Vicky Diane, Director of Planning and Engineering, and Renee English, Planning and Development Clerk.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Yes.
And opposed? Nobody. That is carried. I believe that is everything.
Motion.
Eric, at 9:17. All in favor?
Yeah.
And opposed, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your trip, Dwight. Happy New Year, guys. Well.